Welcome back to another episode of Lord of Mysteries, but before we dive into it, let's quickly revisit what happened last time. Previously, the hunt for the Antigonus family's notebook was heating up and our group found a lead that Ray Bieber might be their key to finding it, but Klein couldn't use his seer powers to locate him. As some unknown power was blocking his divination powers, so the cathedral stepped in and sent an artifact made by the Antigonus family itself. It was meant to find their own kin, but by the time they found Ray, it was already too late. In a twisted move, Ray had turned himself into a monster just to get the notebook's power. And our group got a hard time bringing him down, but in the end, they managed to defeat him. But just when they thought it was over, a clown from the secret order appeared to take the notebook for himself. He used the Antigonus artifact to paralyze everyone, but Klein was clever. He went into that other dimension to nullify the paralysis and outsmarts the clown to save everyone and also save the notebook from secret order. Now, because of this failure, the higher-ups of the secret order were furious with their minion for losing the book again. The man tried to explain that the notebook's power wasn't functioning in their hands, so they sacrificed 3 people to fix it. But 2 of them died and now, the notebook had fallen into enemy hands. But to prove he was still useful, that man chewed off his own fingers and swore to retrieve the notebook from the man who survived, and that person was none other than Klein Moretti, completely unaware of the danger looming over him. Klein went to visit Neil to learn ritualistic magic this time. It's a form of power that allows low-level beyonders to request help from higher beings like gods or mysterious entities. However, it's considered taboo because it involves contacting the unknown. Sometimes price could be death as well, but that's for later on. For now, Neil began his ritual to teach Klein with a chant and asked for £30 in cash. With it, he took Klein out on a walk believing the goddess would help them. There they stumbled upon a lost wallet with money still inside. But the owner quickly spotted them and asked for it back. The crest on the wallet matched his carriage, so it was clearly his, so Neil gave it back without hesitation, and for his honesty, the man rewarded him with exactly £30. Still, Klein had his doubts about all of this. And on his way back, a girl handed Klein a divination flyer from her shop. The first session was free, so he decided to give it a try. The fortune teller at the shop told Klein that he would eventually return to the place he longs for. But it would take a long time. This meant he might actually return to Earth. That sparked his interest in the club, especially since he was a seer himself, so he joined it. They're Angelica. The girl told him their best fortune teller was a man named Vincent, who was currently teaching a divination class. Curious about it, Klein took a peek, and to his surprise, Vincent's chants were eerily similar to what Neil had used earlier. After the class ended, Vincent gave a gift box to his youngest student named Selena. But Klein felt something off about that box, so Vincent quickly shifted his attention and proposed a divination. Klein's divination responded with 2 words: family and gathering. Keeping that in mind, Klein left the place, unaware that Vincent was the very man hunting him. Later, Klein was working on his own mantra, a chant that he can use to borrow power from the gray fog, a different dimension altogether. But just as he was finishing, he heard a click at the door. But Melissa was sitting there to show him a doll she made for him. She wanted Klein to have it because ever since he got his new job, he's been too busy to spend time with her. So watching this little guy will help him relax. Then she said her friend's birthday party is on Sunday, so she invited Klein to join the banquet as well. And then he remembered his earlier divination, family and gathering, so he agreed to go. But before that, he returned to the gray fog dimension to meet the hanged man and Justice. Oddly, a strange symbol appeared behind them, though they couldn't see it. Klein grew curious about the symbol that hovered behind him, but for now, he focused. Their Justice had taken the potion provided by Hanged Man, and it was called Spectator. It allows her to see the thoughts of whoever she looks at. So Hanged Man suggested her to keep her emotions in check and not to lose control now that she got powers. Then Justice asked if there are any side effects if an animal drank it. Turns out her dog had accidentally taken a sip. So Hanged Man told her that if the animal didn't turn into a monster, it would probably become a beyonder animal. Then now, Klein assigned them a mission to retrieve Emperor Gustav's secret diary, and another task is to perform a ritualistic magic on Sunday. The incantation goes like this: the fool that doesn't belong to this era, the mysterious ruler above the gray fog, the king of yellow and black who wields good luck. Hearing this chant gave Hanged Man chills. It made him realize that Mr. Fool might be a far greater entity than he had imagined, and Klein had now passed on his mantra to both of them. With it, Sunday arrived, and so did the birthday banquet, and Klein joined Melissa and her brother for the party. Melissa's friend turns out to be Selena from Divination Club. But just as things were getting lively, chills ran down Klein's spine as Hanged Man was beginning the ritual using Klein's chant at the very same moment. At the party, one of Melissa's friend named Elizabeth kept glancing at Klein as she knew he was a seer. But she promised to keep that a secret, but Melissa noticed them talking and told Klein that Elizabeth is only 16. Bro never had any weird intentions though, and as time passed quietly, Selena opened the gift Vincent had given to her. It was a magical mirror meant to help her with divination. Excited, she immediately activated it with a chant, and once again Klein felt a chill. Vincent was using that mirror to try and kill Klein. And sensing the danger, Klein performed a quick divination and found the threat is coming straight from Selena's room. That mirror was no simple tool, it was a corrupted spiritual object, so dealing with it would be tricky. This time, Klein needed the goddess's help because it involves a spirit, and only that ritual aniplot could do that. Thankfully, the items required were available, so Klein bound the evil spirit first. Then he prepared the materials to call upon the goddess for help. The ritual shifted the tides. But Vincent wasn't giving up this time. He used his own blood to empower the spirit even more, so Klein tried to fight back. But the spirit got the hold of him and began draining his power. In that desperate moment where he would have died, Justice began her own ritual from another place. Remember, Klein's ritual was interrupted by that spirit, but since the chant was created by him and connected to the gray fog, Justice could continue it remotely. With that, Klein managed to complete the ritual and the goddess finally intervened, helping him subdue the evil spirit. It was a brutal fight, but it was worth it, otherwise, Melissa might have died. Now, Vincent had failed again and the secret order decided to eliminate him. Then later on, the Nighthawks found his corpse along with some disturbing clues. Turns out the secret order was planning to resurrect the so-called true creator. A terrifying being beyond imagination, one that even Smith could only glimpse for a brief moment. And right there episode 2 ends, but stay tuned to find out what more mysteries unravels in the Lord of Mysteries. Until then, take care.